Hello viewers, I'm SB, and this is Heat Signature. This game actually came out last year, and I did a series on it right when it came out. And I really enjoyed playing it, and I saw on Steam that it has had some sort of large free update, so I figured that's as good an excuse as any to get back into it. So this is a game about breaking into spaceships and then doing crimes on those spaceships. Well, usually it's a crime. It's always something that the people on the ship would rather you not do. In our case, we're here to rescue Gilo Shipborne. I mean, I guess in the future, in space, we're all shipborne, but I don't know how you get that as the last name. Anyway, focus. We are playing as Pavo Coldstar, and this is our inventory. We have this short blade, which you can see on our arm here. Basically like a sword that we're holding like a tonfa. And then we have a couple of fancy teleporters. So this game is, there's a lot of procedurally generated loot in this game. There's a lot of weird items and gadgets that you pick up. And a lot of the game is about puzzle solving. How do you do the thing on the spaceship with the weird gadgets you have available to you? So in our case, what we have right now is these two teleporters. A Sidewinder teleporter can be used anywhere within the radius. If I zoom out a little bit here, you can see the radius of function. And it will teleport us from our current location to wherever we click, as long as there's an unobstructed path between those 2 points. So like, if this airlock door weren't in the way, I could click right here and it would just zap us right over to there. We also have an extreme range swapper. The swapper, obviously, extreme range, much greater range. The swapper can teleport you to the other side of a wall, to a place that there is no path to, but you have to change positions with a person on the ship. So you can only teleport to where someone already is, and they'll be teleported back to where you were, so they will immediately know that something is up. These are both great devices. Unfortunately, they each only have one charge, but our character has a trait that when we use a gadget's last charge, there's a 50% chance it won't be used up, so let's hope to get a little bit lucky. Also, probably stabbing. We're going to be doing a lot more stabbing than teleporting here at first. So you can see the guards here armed with wrenches. These aren't really guards in the traditional sense. There's a couple of guys patrolling around. If we're going to go after this, we got to do it now. So that guy can see us. When we become visible to a guard, this little caution sign above their head is going to fill up. If it gets all the way filled, they'll sound the alarm. Obviously, that's not great for me. Currently, we're on a ship that has no alarm response because I chose a very easy mission to start explaining things on. But usually, if the alarm goes off, that means real bad things for us. This guy's going to run over to investigate, and when he does that, we are going to shank him. Oh, there we go. This thing does not have the greatest operational range. Alright, so now we're just going to stash these bodies in a corner so that when those other guards come back, they don't see them immediately. Alright, so we can pause the game. We're going to be doing a lot of pausing. You can pause the game at any time, so it's going to look kind of action-y at times, but if you're not into fast-paced games, remember, you can always pause and think about what you're doing. You can play with your inventory while you're paused. You can issue orders for your character. Like, you really don't have to have reflexes to be good at this game. If we mouse over any guard while we're paused, we get to see all of the stuff they have on them. So this guy has a level 1 keycard and also a heat sensor. If we are ever within this big orange ring around him, it picks up our body heat and tells him exactly where we are. This is not great, because you're noticing the area of the circle is pretty large. Watch, when he walks into this hallway, if we stay where we are right now, he is definitely going to see me. Or he's definitely going to detect me, even if he does come in here and immediately turn to his left. So we can't wait for these guys to just come by. We're going to have to take them both down. So here's a great example of what I'm talking about. I can pause. Unfortunately, you can see this is the range of my short blade dash maneuver, so we're going to have to step forward a little bit more. But we also have access to a limited range personal teleporter. Those guards we fought earlier dropped wrenches when we killed them, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to teleport one of these wrenches to us and immediately pause the game again. Okay, so we have the wrench. The wrench has a slightly better dash range, but we've also stepped forward a little bit. You can see the first guard is within range of our short blade, so I'm going to assign the wrench to our other attack button, and we're just going to short blade this guy and then wrench that guy in quick succession. There, easy, see? Space crime is easy. I don't know why everybody isn't out here doing it. Okay, where's the thing we're looking for? The person we're looking for? Okay, we got to get to this person. They are behind a level 2 keycard, which means we either need to steal a level 2 keycard from a guard that has one, or we need to find a console somewhere on the ship that unlocks the doors. In our case, obviously, we are on the theft plan. Kind of a lot of dudes standing together here, which makes me a little nervous. Also, this guy right here is the pilot. He's plugged into the ship. He's got like a VR helmet thing on, so he can't see anything around him. He still does have the ability to hear, so we don't want things to get too loud. I'm not 100% sure what the best way to resolve this situation is going to be. We could just wait and see if the guy with the keycard wanders off. But we really need him to wander somewhere that isn't in the heat sensor area of the pilot. Alternatively, we could just run in there and take all 4 of them down. Yeah, that sounds pretty fun, and I'm like semi-confident I can do that. So, the pausing. Being able to pause in combat, gather yourself, and think about your next move means that you can take on a situation like this. So we're just going to run in here. The short blade has a pretty short dash, but the wrench can go pretty far. So we're going to wrench our way over to this guy. Pause. And then I am going to... Let's see, we can't... Okay, we were just barely in range for the short blade there. Now you can see the wrench, this bar here, represents the cooldown. You can't swing again for 0.4 seconds after a successful strike. The short blade is already off cooldown. We could short blade again, and I think this guy is in range. No, he's not. Okay, plan B. We can throw our weapon at him. So I'm just going to switch us into throw mode here, and then we're going to throw the wrench as well. There we go, problem solved. Everybody's dead. Apparently that wasn't loud enough for that guy to hear what happened. And I'm just going to take back my short blade and the wrench I already touched. Uh-oh. I think that guy may have heard. No, it looks like he didn't, but, you know, just so we don't have to worry about him later. I guess I'm going to grab his body and move it over here into the big pile. And then we may as well knock out the pilot, too. Man, you really can dash quite a distance with that wrench. Who would have thought a wrench would make a much, much better weapon than a sword? So this is one of those key consoles I was talking about. This would unlock all the level 3 and lower doors on the ship, if there were any. At this point, there's only one enemy left alive on the ship anyway, so why don't we just take care of him? Yeah, man. A wrench is pretty okay. So we're going to just grab our friend here, pull him back to our pod, and head back home. And then we get paid. That's the best part of the game, the getting paid. So just disconnect, and where are we at, friendly station-wise? Where's the nearest friendly station? Wow, I traveled a bit. So sometimes distances in space can be quite long. Fortunately, the developers included a fast-forward button. You can just press at any time. Managed to overshoot the station pretty badly there. Listen, it's difficult to aim over the distances we're talking about. Alright, so we come back home, drop off our new friend here at the drop point, and 17-hole space box. It's amazing. Listen, that was pretty poor payout because I chose an easy mission, because I wanted to ease into the game a little bit. There's kind of a lot of stuff going on here at the systems level. We'll explain it all in time. So, what is our larger goal? Well, each character you play in Heat Signature has a personal mission. In Pavo Coldstar's case, we're trying to rescue their boyfriend from the Off-World Security Corporation. In this part of space, 4 major corporations rule the stars. There is, down here, the Foundry. Right here, this group of stations is owned by the Glitchers. This group of stations is owned by Off-World Security. And finally, up here, we have Sovereign. I don't know what they do, but they definitely have the most intimidating name out of the 4. Our overall sort of metagame goal is to disrupt the operation of the corporations in this area of space enough to allow the citizens to free themselves from their economic grasp. It's a little cyberpunk in some ways. But our more immediate goal is get $200 to buy some intel about where Off-World Security is keeping our boyfriend so that we can rescue him. The person to whom we are going to pay that 200 space bucks is this woman here, Seder Fiasco. Off-World Security took my boyfriend and I heard you can help. Yeah, probably. Send me the details and I'll put some feelers out. Well, that was easy. Fees 200. I'll start now, but come back when you got the money and I can start telling you where to look. Hey, that's a lot of money. Yeah, sorry to be mercenary, but my people need paying. Intel comes from betrayal, and betrayal is expensive. Yeah, fair enough. Sorry to be a mercenary, but I'm literally a mercenary, she says. Well, sounds like we need to do some work. So if we come over here to the job board, we can see a bunch of procedurally generated missions that take place on a bunch of procedurally generated spaceships. This one here has a note from Ms. Fiasco. This ship's been on my radar as a lead on your target, my boyfriend's name is Thankful Adjavan? That's a heck of a thing for your parents to stick you with. I don't care if you do the mission, but get on board and check out the terminal I've marked. It'll save my people some work and I'll knock $40 off my fee. Okay, I am down with that. This does look a little tricky though. You'll notice that the payment for this is like 3 times as much as the payment for the next job. If an alarm is triggered, a series of increasingly powerful contractors will arrive at the ship's telepad and search for you. If you pass through any door on the ship, it will deactivate any gadgets you have running. But the ship is running a skeleton crew, which means a small number of guards, not guards that are skeletons. I have never been more disappointed. And over here we have guards carrying non-lethal concussive shotguns and elite guards who have emergency shields. So when they're alerted, this circle around them will become solid, and it will become impossible to damage them. Bullets will just bounce right off of it, melee weapons will not get through. So we have to be pretty careful, and these are the guys who are carrying the keys. I'm confident we can do this. One thing I have heard about this update is that it dramatically increases the difficulty of the game, or rather, the maximum difficulty, because there are always a lot of missions on the job board, and frankly, the fact that we only saw 4 there is kind of unusual. You can customize how difficult you want the game to be. You could just take a larger number of easier missions if you don't want to play hard mode. But it sounds like they've really raised the maximum level of difficulty. We just gotta take our pod here and carefully dock with the ship. I should say these like cones of light represent the optical sensors of the ship. You can see it has turrets on it. If we ever go into a ship's optical sensors, they'll shoot us out of the sky. Obviously, not ideal. So we just gotta get over here and make contact with the airlock. Alright, so there is our first keycard. Oh. Well, this looks easy enough. Oh. Okay. Well, that was resolved. This right here is the ship's telepad. I'm pretty sure the only thing I can use it for is to shoot myself out into outer space. I don't know how to program or aim one of these things. But you know what? Sometimes you do need to quickly get into outer space. We should probably grab this guy while his back is turned. Got Sator's intel, which I was not expecting to do there. I was trying to pick up the body, but listen, there's a limited number of keys on a keyboard. Sometimes they have to have more than one purpose. And yeah, these shield guys are not hard to deal with at all, as long as we catch them unaware. Over here, we have an ammo crate. A bunch of armor-piercing ammunition. I don't have a gun, but we should probably take this. Actually, we should probably have a gun, huh? Why don't we take one of these concussive shotguns the guards were equipped with? So you can use your personal teleporter to grab stuff off the ship floor anywhere on the ship every 0.3 seconds. That right there is a sentry gun. Obviously, it would be very, very bad if that were to see us. Here's our target behind a level 3 door, but I don't think we're going to stop there, because that cargo crate could have, I mean, just about anything in it. I certainly want to see what it is. Okay, looks like this guy... None too bright. This is why you're supposed to use the buddy system. I mean, it's a skeleton crew, right? There's just not a lot of people around. We are going to pick up our target and run them back out to our pod, so that just in case things go wrong, while I'm trying to rob the place, we can quickly bail. Alright, you stay here. Be right back. I threw him down kind of hard, but you know what? He's unconscious. He'll never know what happened, and if he wakes up with a headache or something, I'll just say that, it was the guards on that ship. They were really, really rough with you. Alright, so the red laser obviously indicates the direction that the sentry gun is currently looking. We get over to it, I can just turn it off. And let's... Oh, okay, well that's not great. I have revealed myself to Guard Jones. Now remember, he has this emergency shield that turns on when he is alerted. That would be really bad for us. My Sidewinder doesn't quite have the range necessary to get me out of his field of vision. But what I can do with it is just sidewind up to here, because there is an unobstructed path to this room, right? So actually, let's do it to right here. Boom. You see it draws the path out for you. He turned on his emergency shield, ran over there, was like, huh, I guess I didn't see anything. That's right, you didn't. We've discovered an emergency shield. Now note, unfortunately, our Sidewinder is gone from our inventory. Looks like our X-Foundry trait did not trigger on that. We found an emergency shield, which is exactly the thing that guard has, right? It's just a short duration invincibility shield with only one charge, but of course, as someone who used to work for Foundry, apparently one charge is good enough. Okay, well that was an easy one. Honestly, they probably overpaid us. Or sorry, they are about to overpay us. Fast forward, wait a second. You know what? I don't know who this ship belongs to, who these people are, but we may as well engage in a little bit of space piracy, right? I'm gonna put the money or the loot or whatever toward a good cause. So we can see this guy has some kind of item. That's what this like little chest box type icon underneath him means. And what are you? You are a jammer. Places jammers to disable gadgets. Okay, that sounds annoying in general, but maybe not for our current situation. We're actually in pretty good shape here, if jammed, because we are not reliant on a lot of gadgets. Okay, the ship does have a cargo crate on it, but it's way over there. Also, this timer that says 39 seconds till capture, what it's talking about is that this ship is going to dock with the space station that it's headed toward in 39 seconds. There's probably no more inescapable situation than the spaceship that you're on docking with a space station that is unfriendly to you. There's not really any way out of that, except directly into space, which, you know, I hope that's what you want to happen, because that's what the people on the space station are going to do to you. So, the question now is, do we bother to go after this crate? It looks like it's going to be hard to get to. We'd have to get that level 3 keycard somehow. You know what? This is probably not a good use of my time. Let's just abandon the plan here. Go get paid. But I do like to keep an eye out. Ooh, that's a big ship. I do like to keep an eye out for innocent people floating through space who may just be, you know, a little overburdened. I like to lighten their load a little bit. These guys are going to get where they're going in 50 seconds. What have we here? Okay, there's a key console easily available to us. That's helpful. One cargo crate, is that it? 2 cargo crates over here. We can stop the ship from docking by knocking out the pilot. Oh man, and we only actually need to unlock the level 1 keycard to get access to the pilot, or the level 1 keycard doors. I think we can do this. I'm going to go for it. So we're going straight to the console, hitting the button, and then getting out of there before these guards come around. Okay, wait till that guy's not looking. Sneak in over here. Uh-oh. He definitely saw me come through there. Now, I would feel bad if we broke into this ship. We don't know who these guys are. They might not be bad dudes. If we broke onto the ship and just started murdering people left and right, that would feel kind of crappy. But I have no problem knocking this pilot out with a wrench. Hiding in the corner. He looked in there. He didn't see us. His heat sensor didn't trip, and so he is fine. Is it just the 2 of them in there? Oh, just the 2 of them and their big sentry gun. The thing is, we need that key, right? Well, I think we are, I'm pretty sure the sentry gun will only fire... It fires within the arc here, but you have to be pretty close to the line. We could probably just go after these guys. Wrench dash to one of them and then throw a weapon at the other one. Throw the wrench at the other one. Yeah, alright, let's do it. Look at that. No dead innocents. Grab my wrench, and then we'll just sneak over here and turn this off, just in case. Alright, we still need the level 3 keycard to actually gain access to the crates. Where is that level 3 keycard guy? He's in that room with that crate right now. He thinks he saw a body, maybe? Yep, turns out you should trust your instincts there, man. Alright, let's see what they got. Orchard Parabola's Visitor. Okay, so this is one of the coolest things about this game. When you accomplish a character's personal mission, you can retire them, and when you retire them, one of their items becomes like a legendary thing, and then becomes findable by your other characters. So I had a character named Orchard Parabola sometime in the distant past. Honestly, maybe during the time when I was playing for the previous series, they had this rechargeable visitor teleporter. I am very excited to find this. This thing is very powerful. So it has 5 charges, and anytime we go back to a free station, they refill it. And remember, 5 charges is potentially actually more than that, because the last charge might not be used up when we pop it. Oh, I guess I haven't talked about what a visitor is yet. A visitor teleporter can take you to anywhere in the radius, but then you teleport back 2 seconds later, back to your original location. It's very, very powerful. And let's grab this other box. Okay, a concussive grenade. Sure, I could see some uses for that. I think that was everything of value on this ship. Let's let ourselves back out. And then maybe finally get paid. Listen, I'm not above the outer space equivalent of a train robbery every now and then, you know? Adds a little spice to life. Okay, here we go. Drop our friend off here. Easy, 44 bucks. Where are we at now? We're at 65, and we now only have to pay her 160 to get the intel. Let's take some more jobs. I guess we have all these shops down here too. We can have a look at these. So there's a bunch of different shops that sell a bunch of different kinds of things. We could buy some traps, which, I mean, they're pretty much what you'd think they are. You lay them on the ground, and when an enemy steps on them, some things happen. We could buy a grenade launcher. That's an interesting idea. This grenade launcher can crash electronics in the area of the explosion. You know what? For only $8, that is a thing that has some considerable utility. I want that. Seems like a good idea to have that sort of thing with us. And let's go do a job. So, if the alarm is triggered, the target will head to the ship's telepad and escape if they reach it while it's still working. I guess we could maybe do something about that. We could crash it with our grenade launcher or something. And also, this ship has 2 defenders on it. Defenders are a contractor who generates an impenetrable, uncrashable, unhackable shield for all guards nearby. The only way to bring these shields down is to take out the defender, who, in one of nature's cruel ironies, only has a conventional shield. That's tough. Shields are hard to deal with. But we could give it a shot. It's a lot of money. Also, we should be pretty good at assassinating people. So both the normal guards and the elite guards have heat sensors. And then we gotta deal with 2 of these defender guys. Fortunately, we can crash the defender's electronics with our new grenade launcher. Do note, though, our grenade launcher is not rechargeable. Most things that you get in the game are not rechargeable. So those limited charges do matter. And a grenade launcher is a weapon, not a gadget, so I don't think our X-Foundry trait will work on it. Probably actually only... Ooh. Okay. Kind of pulled in front of the ship a little bit and saw one of those turrets turn to target me. So that'll be our defender. So what we really want to do here, let's equip the new grenade launcher. Really want to do here is fire a crash grenade into that room. Okay, so that crashed his shield. It didn't turn off his shield generation for everybody else, though, which I assumed it would. Oh, we should hide somewhere. Hide in our pod. Okay. So I guess we could run in there and kill him now, and maybe that would turn off the shields that he's giving everybody else? We have to hope. I mean, I have a gun. This won't kill him. It will alarm everybody else, but remember, if the alarm goes off, the target's going to try to flee through the telepad. We are at the telepad. That might actually make my job a lot easier. And there's nothing worthwhile to steal here. Yeah, maybe we want the alarm to go off, right? have the target come over here and just make my life easy. Alright, I'm going to fire my shotgun just sort of into this room. Wow, shotguns are very good. Okay, so we'll just wait here. He's not coming alone, but he's spread out from his friends enough. Hey, that was easy. Alright, let's just excuse ourselves. Did anything cool drop on the floor? Ooh, an automatic concussive shotgun. This is a lot like my shotgun, except it fires faster. Oh, but you know what? Ours is quiet. So this thing is loud as heck. Shots will be heard by all guards inside a large radius, whereas a quiet gun will only be heard by guards who are within the radius when there is no wall or door between you. Yeah, you know what? I'm fine with what we got. Well, that was really easy. I mean, granted, it would have been probably borderline impossible if we hadn't made that extremely good grenade launcher purchase. But a lot of what these missions are about is showing up prepared. And then, when it turns out you didn't show up prepared, improvising and blowing up large portions of the spaceship. Alright, so there's this liberation progress bar. We'll talk about this in a second. Let's do one more job. Because if we do one more job, it's going to fill the bar the rest of the way, probably. So we could steal the Rotanev object aboard a large glitcher ship. If the alarm is triggered, a series of increasingly powerful contractors will arrive at the ship's telepad and search for you. Okay, so we won't trigger the alarm. That's easy enough. So the normal guards have a glitch dash that allows them to teleport instantly to suspicious sounds or sights. And they have melee weapons, so if they teleport on top of us, they will immediately hit us with that. That would be bad. And then the elite guards just have guns and heat sensors. Okay, I think we can do this. If it seems to you like these missions are maybe a little bit on the easy side, that's because they are. The most difficult mission types are not available right at the beginning of the game. We will unlock them over time, and that's part of what the liberation system does. As we liberate more space stations from the clutches of the people who control this sector of space, more and more difficult stuff will become available. Now let's approach slowly here. Just be a little bit careful when there's a sensor on the same side as the door. You don't want to overshoot. Hey, that was pretty clean. I'm pretty happy with that one. Alright, let's quickly survey the situation here. So we have a lot of tools. The guards are not particularly dangerous. Our intended is over here, next to the pilot. And we're going to have to get at least 3 keycards to get over here. Or rather, at least a level 3 keycard. Is that... That's a level 2 terminal. What's the range on my visitor? Pretty small. Let me see something here. We get all the way over here. So we could, like, use the visitor to teleport into this room and try to grab that guy's level 2 key, and thus skip having to go get the level 1 key at all. That could make things a little faster. We have to be careful how we do it, though. Obviously, we don't want to set off an alarm, because I am concerned about increasingly powerful contractors. And remember, anything we do over here, we're going to have to do pretty quickly, because 2 seconds after we visit in, we're going to get visited right back out. Let's keep an eye on the situation for a second here. I was kind of hoping that the keycard guy was going to stop in this room or turn around or something. I'm glad I didn't just run in. Oh, we should probably back away from the door a little bit. I don't want to get caught by the heat sensor. Okay, it wouldn't have mattered. Well, I mean, if we could find an opening to just get to the console, that would work too. We do have a swapper as well. If you come down here. Nope. You know what? That's going to have to do. The turret isn't aimed this way, at least. Alright, if we press all the way up against the door, we can just barely teleport in here. So we got to grab the keycard. Then we got to take care of all the guards pretty quickly. If the guards see a dead body on the ground or something, they're going to sound the alarm. We're going to teleport in, immediately pause, do the cut, and then I think we can almost wrench to that guy. I'm just trying to figure out what the best way of dealing with all these enemies is. Maybe what I want to do instead is just use the shotgun, although both of these guys will hear the shotgun. Quiet and silent are not the same thing, it turns out. Yeah, I think we have to try to just run over and wrench to this location. Okay, so you see this thing? This is our visitor. As soon as this reaches us in space, it's going to warp us back to where we came from. I'd really like to get this guy first, if that's possible. Ah, shoot. Not quite possible. The good news is, we got teleported back to our initial location, and the doors immediately open. So we can wrench you. And then, I mean, we've never seen this guy... Oh, as soon as I was about to say that, he did in fact move. Turn this off, and then... Okay. Situation is all cleared up. So what's the next situation? Are there any other cargo crates? There's one here. Like, we should definitely keep loading up on items. So I would love to get down here. That means finding a level 3 keycard, but we can walk most of the way over there right now. And in fact, let's just deal with this guy real fast. Okay, you have our level 3 keycard. This is a non-ideal approach, this extremely long hallway, because they'll see us long before we're in weapons range. Oh. He caught sight of me before I caught sight of him, before we had line of effect on him. And he teleported right on top of us, but unfortunately, my weapon was at the ready. You know what? We can just shotgun this guy, probably. Well, that didn't work. Fortunately, we have the fastest reflexes in all of space. The ability to stop time whenever you want is pretty handy. A rechargeable long-range key cloner. Okay. So, we have a limited amount of inventory space, but we definitely want to keep this new item we found. This is incredible. It's a device that can just grab a guard's key from a considerable distance, through walls and stuff. So we're going to drop our impact concussive grenade. However, you notice that it's blue here. It's got a bluer background than the other items. That means that we've marked it as stashed. When we leave the ship, our personal teleporter will just grab it up onto our pod for us, so you don't have to worry about like leaving items behind. It'll come with us, and it'll be stored in our stash back at the station. Alright, we are almost there. I mean, it kind of looks like we could just run in and grab the thing. The Rotanev object. We're gonna take this with us into our inventory just in case something crazy happens, but of course the item we dropped for it will do that thing I just said. It will be in our stash. Okay, and then I don't think there's any reason for us to interact with anybody else on this ship. We hardly killed anybody. Look at all of this mercy. Just laying here on the ground, suffering from an extreme amounts of concussions. Okay, these guys are in my way, and unfortunately we can't even just run past them because of the heat sensor. Alright, there we go. Hey, we're doing it. Like I said, the missions will get more difficult as we get deeper in here. We'll have to get a little bit more creative. It doesn't hurt that this character has had some pretty good luck with drops. We found some really cool stuff. We haven't needed it, mostly, because wrenches are pretty good. So let's drop off our item, get paid. And we've now caused enough havoc in this part of space to liberate a station from corporate control. So the galaxy is controlled by these 4 corporations, right? Foundry, the Glitchers, Off-Road Security, and Sovereign. And we can make a little bit of a difference, one station at a time, just through causing chaos by getting jobs done. Once we fill the liberation bar, we can liberate any space station that is adjacent to one of our friendly stations. We start with just one station friendly to us. But over the course of the game, we're going to accumulate a large network of friendly stations. Some of them have pictures of items on them. That means that if we liberate this station, it will make this type of item available in the shops. So we could unlock Sidewinder teleporters that any character could buy from the shops. Or we could unlock concussion hammers. Concussion hammers are extremely good weapons. They're like they're They're like wrenches, except they hit really, really hard. They'll send the target just flying backward. Sometimes that can be very useful. We also could unlock this acid extractor, which will just boost our economy. Our current character will gain $100, and every character we play from now on will have 2 additional space bucks in their starting money. I say let's go for trying to see what else is around here. Obviously, we're going to be creeping through all of these upgrades over time. I think we want to go this way. So let's start by unlocking Sidewinders. We don't actually need to boost this character's money, so I think we can save this for a later character. Alright, Sidewinder teleporters have been added to shops, and we've unlocked a new mission type. So now we can get bloodless missions, on which we have to avoid killing any crew, and we get a little bit of extra money. The first couple of things we're going to unlock are just going to be like extra payment clauses, but we will actually see mission difficulty increase over time as well. And now that we've unlocked this station, we can play its Defector mission. I don't think you actually get anything for playing the Defector missions, but each station has one. They're just like little unique challenges. So, in this one, Yenit Ceylon is planning an audacious mission against the Glitchers, assassinating Takarion Coldstar with a shotgun, a short blade, and a swapper. And then the one we have unlocked here, propel yourself through space to board Carbon Plaza's ship before you suffocate, and then kill him. Propel yourself... Aren't we always propelling ourselves through space? Hold on, let's play this one, because I'm curious what this means. We are currently suffocating. Oh, I don't have a pod. That's what they mean by propel yourself through space. Well, we have guns. Let's just fire our guns a bunch. Oh boy, is that... Okay, that's working. Yeah. I'm generating some recoil here. Let's keep firing. Boy, this looks difficult. You know what? We are catching up to them. And like I said, I'm pretty sure... Ooh, going way too fast. Going way too fast. Okay. I'm pretty sure you don't get anything for doing these. They're just weird little challenges. Okay, this looks good. This looks good. Oh my god, I did it. Okay, we're on board the ship. So, we have a shotgun, an armor-piercing pistol. This is important. We haven't seen any armored units before, but there are some on this mission, like this guy. Anybody who's in this, like, yellow... It almost looks like construction yellow. Yeah, that color they make construction vehicles. Those guys are armored. They're immune to any attack that isn't specifically armor-piercing. And we also have a self-charging glitch trap. So you put the glitch trap down wherever you're standing, and you indicate a place for it to teleport people to, and whenever they step on it, it teleports them out. It's self-charging, which means that we don't even have to go back to a station. It will just generate charges every few seconds. This is really powerful, especially because you can use it to like just teleport people into space. So what is we're trying to kill that guy. That guy in his incredible heavy armor. Well, let's run out here. Oh, the guy with the key just separated himself from his friends. What a fool. Unfortunately, we don't have any weapons that aren't incredibly loud. Okay, I'm gonna try something here. So if you sneak up real close to a guard and pause the game, you can just snatch their keycard, little pickpocketing, and then we disappear before he sees us. Oh my god, it worked. Okay, is that a console or no? He has that. This would be... It's hard. It's much harder to do against people who aren't moving. I'm gonna try it though. Oh, I screwed up. I'm gonna hide. You didn't see anything. Well, shoot. Okay, not ideal. The good news is the level 3 keycard is coming right for us. So we can use our teleporter, our personal teleporter, to just grab this keycard real quick, disappear behind this wall. I mean, that's our man right there. We got him, we got him. Howdy. Found ourselves a high-capacity visitor. These guys running toward us are not even dangerous, really. Ooh, a self-charging stealth shield. Hides you from all enemies and sentries in the direction you're facing. Shield stays on for 5 seconds. You know, anything that's self-charging is very useful. So the cooldown for for our teleporter didn't go off because the item we were interacting with there was actually just on the ground within arm's reach. This key cloner is somewhere else, though. Somebody else dropped this, so we're just going to have to teleport that to us. Okay, now we have to get home. Well, we don't have a pod, so we're going to have to commandeer the ship, I think. That's alright. That's a totally doable thing. So in order to commandeer the ship, we just have to kill everybody on it. Oof. Alright, the time slowdown thing does allow you to block, or to dodge bullets in a pretty limited way. Handy, though. Yeah, do it. Come through. Alright, turns out guns. Guns are a pretty good way of killing people. Looks like the pilot's armored, so let's handle that. Did I miss a guy who's sitting still? I absolutely did. Incredible. Okay. Still a couple of people left alive. One more, right? Okay. Oh! Okay, we should talk about fuel pods. So these fuel pods here, if you deal lethal damage to them, they explode. What happened there is I think a pellet from the shotgun must have gone through this door and detonated that room of the ship. It's alright. All of these ships have safety measures for this, so a force field just forms across the doorway to the breach. Not a big deal. Everything's going to be just fine. So let's take control of the ship, set the course for the nearest friendly station, because these fancy ships, anything fancier than a pod, is going to have some actual navigation gear. And we just let it fly itself home. It overshot the station pretty badly. Listen, I didn't say it was good navigation gear. And hey, look at that. We did the thing. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, objective killed. You retire in peace. Yeah, we don't get anything from that. Just that character. That was a fun little challenge. Actually, propelling yourself into an airlock with just the force of your guns is pretty neat. So let's finish up this character's life. I'm gonna take our emergency shield back out of the stash. And you know what? We're not gonna need this concussion grenade, I don't think. I'm just gonna sell it. Okay, so we are almost there on money. Let's go do another job and then do our character's private, personal mission, and then we'll call it there for the day. So this one is marked as being pretty difficult. It has a glitchback guarantee. The client will instantly teleport you out if you're about to be injured in any way, so there's no risk in attempting this mission. The ship will escape, so the mission will be cancelled. And if the alarm is triggered, that would be bad. Don't let the alarm get triggered. Guards on this mission have emergency shields. Bosses have nothing but big ol' shotguns. It is bad to get shot. It's not instantly lethal, but it's not a good idea. So just assassinate Orange Singye on a large glitcher ship. I think we can pull this off. Our character, honestly, is pretty loaded for bear. We have a lot of good tools here. Let's just fast forward ourselves over to the ship. Wow, that is a large ship. Look at the size of that. Look at the number of rooms on this thing. Well, that's not exactly stealthy. It seems like nobody noticed. There is a guard who I think would see us if we walked out the airlock, except he has gone on rounds, or I don't know, he got bored and wandered off or something. So that's the level 1 key taken care of. We have to get pretty deep into the ship. Here's a question. Where is the nearest level 3 key? Going all the way over there. I'm just thinking this key cloner that we have now may allow us to skip some difficulty. That's a level 2. You know what? I think I like going that way, though, because it doesn't require me to have to get through this door over here. Sneak down through there while everybody's got their back turned. So this is what a key cloner does. We can just aim it at this guy and... Alright, now we've got a copy of his key, and we'll just let ourselves through here. In general, I don't like to, kill everybody on a ship. It's a lot of unnecessary risk. We'll just copy that dude's key. It's nice to sneak through. A restockable concussive grenade launcher. I don't think we actually need this. We'll just mark it for stashing. Our teleporter will handle it from here. And at this point, we're actually quite close to the guy. I don't quite have visitor range, but actually, hold on. We can copy his key from here. Then we can visit into this room. Pause. Open the crate. It's a rechargeable long-range subverter. Okay. So a subverter is kind of like a crasher, except that instead of disabling the electronics, it reverses their aim. So, like, it'll turn turrets into... It'll make it so they don't shoot us, but they do shoot enemies. Or an enemy with a shield, if you subvert their shield, it no longer keeps things from going in, and instead stops things from going out. So if an enemy with a subverted shield tries to shoot, the bullets will bounce off the inside of the shield and kill them. This is a very powerful item. That said, I think we're just gonna send it to the stash. Worry about it later. Okay, so now we have to kill this guy. I think this should be pretty easy to do. We got our short blade. Okay. Oof, it's like we were never here. Man, when things go right in this game, you feel like some kind of genius space ninja. Wait, this isn't the way we came in. Hold on. I want to go back this way. This is the way where I don't have to deal with coming through this door. And later on, we're actually going to get missions that... Oh, right, that guy can totally see us. Well, too late. Sound the alarm all you want. The ship doesn't have the turning radius to do anything about it. Yeah, later on, we're going to see missions that actually require us not to get seen or require us not to kill people. And we're going to see some other trickier arrangements of guard gear and ship layout and stuff. Alright, well, we have more than enough money to start our personal mission. Let's go and get to it. We do indeed have the money. I found the ship Thankful Edgevon is going to be transported on, and I've got someone in place to dispatch it at my signal. I'll send the details to the jobs board. Security is serious, so read up on it and get your shit together before you say the word. Okay, that's good, because I'm completely ready for this and not at all terrified. Yeah, well, I'd give you a pep talk, but statistically, most people who try things like this just die. Good luck, though. That's very, oh, I hit back there. Yeah, okay. It's very comforting. She's a very comforting presence, you know? So let's have a look at the details. A very large off-world security ship with 27 normal guards and 10 elite guards, and the 10 elite guards have random gear. Huh. That's interesting. The normal guards have heat sensors and glitch dash, and they're using concussive guns. That's actually a good thing. Also, there is a contractor who moves through the ship installing jamming devices. Field, they prevent any of your gadgets from working while you're inside their square of effect. The field also scrambles incoming teleportation, so glitching into it is not advised. Jammers can be destroyed up close if you can get to them. Crashing a jammer prevents them from placing any more jamming devices. Subverting them does something else. That's interesting. We're definitely going to take our subverter with us. There is also a defender who generates an impenetrable, uncrashable, unhackable shield for all guards nearby. You know what? The defender, in one of nature's cruel ironies, only has a conventional shield. That's something we can totally deal with, right? And then passing through any door on the ship will deactivate any gadget that is active. And this ship just generally has a lot of guards. Yeah, 37 guards. This looks hard. Hold on, before we accept the mission. Because the elite guards on the ship have random gear, we should probably try to make sure we have a way of dealing with armor. So there are no armor-piercing weapons in the shop. We could rely on a glitch trap, just teleport dudes away. Grenade launchers don't say that they kill armored targets explicitly on them, but I'm pretty sure it does say only shielded targets survive. Yeah, this probably works on armor. So we could do that. We could also buy an acid trap. Any enemy that steps on it would have their armor stripped off. But it can be tricky to get an enemy to step on a trap, especially if you're already in a combat situation. I think the grenade launcher might be a better way to go. Send it to the stash, and let's figure out what we actually want to take with us. Oh, I'm not sure if the concussive grenades will work on armored enemies or not. They might. Let's replace the shotgun with this. I definitely want to take the subverter. We might get lucky and get multiple charges out of it even. And if we're going to take a subverter, what do we drop for it? I actually really like having the wrench. We could drop the swapper, maybe? We could drop the crash grenade launcher, but given that we're not really sure what we're going to be facing in terms of guard electronics, I think having the subverter and the crash grenades is probably a good idea. I'm going to drop the swapper, I think. No, you know what? I'm going to drop the emergency shield. I'm going to rely on wits and reflexes to not get shot. Boy, yeah, it sounded unbelievable even as it was coming out of my mouth, huh? Alright, let's do it. We can maybe do this. It's totally possible that we could get away with this. If you are feeling uncertain at this point in your character's career, you could just go do a couple of other missions, you know, look for ships to rob, just try to find yourself some good gear. And if we see a decent-sized ship on the way, that's not a very large ship, but we may as well have a look. You know, we're still looking for gear. We still could find some better stuff. You guys have no crates. Never mind. Just wasting my time. I don't know what they're thinking. I'm not going to bother with that tiny little ship. Oh, that was... okay. That was a very aggressive approach. Okay, so there's an external airlock over there that requires level 2 security clearance and also is in the middle of all the sensors. Probably not a real plan. Although, I suppose we could key clone, like, almost from here, right? And then just try to take that path. Not a lot of value on this side of the ship. Boy, he is way up there. Keycard level 6 we need. Yeah, alright, this is going to be tricky. I'm guessing this is one of these jamming devices. Yeah, alright, we got a ways to go here. So this is our defender. He has a normal shield himself. This is definitely something we can deal with. Oh, well, okay, hold on. This is how we start. Get to console, that door. Let's let this guy walk over here. We could use our visitor to jump in pretty deep and maybe do a keycard clone somewhere. What's the cooldown on this thing? It doesn't actually say. I don't think you can... I think the cooldown is long enough that you can't do it again before the first one catches up with you. I was just thinking, if we could visit and then visit again and hit the level 4 door thing, that would be pretty handy. What is the range on an extreme range swapper? Obviously, it's not great to swap with a guy who's in a bunch of heat radii, but we can maybe see if the guards step into a slightly better orientation for us. Gotta keep an eye on these guys down here. Okay. So one of these guys doesn't have a heat sensor. I'm gonna walk up here. Alright, we gotta swap with the guy with the heat sensor. Immediately disable the other guy. And then hide his body. And yeah, this is totally doable. We can do this. We can do this. Trying to convince myself more than you guys. Let's let them walk in. There we go. A little bit closer. I want to make sure we get the right target here. And swap. Okay. He's a little confused. You can see the confusion above his head there. We're just going to wrench this man. Grab his body and move it over to here. I bet no guards ever come over here. And then... going to use my visitor to unlock the doors. Go back in here and see what this is. It's a long-range crash beam. Okay. Additional sources of crash, always useful. Let's keep moving. We're doing this. Okay, so that's the jammer. If I crash the jammer, he can't place jamming devices anymore, right? But if I subvert him, something else happens. I'm really curious what something else happens means. Okay, well, it used the charge. Oh! He dropped the thing, and he's freaking out. He cannot sound the alarm. Oh! It turns off their ability to sound the alarm. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's jamming on our behalf now, I think. Okay, we're going to try to... There we go. That's exactly what I wanted. Yeah, this guy knows something's wrong, but he can't figure out what to do about it. Keep moving. So is that turret gonna still shoot me? It looks like it's still hostile. I would have expected a jamming field to have some effect on that. Can we reach that guy with our key cloner? Yep, I totally can. Alright, level 5 keycard access. Turn this off real fast. Do the same thing here. We're getting pretty close. Now, unfortunately, this jammer is actually allied with them. I gotta figure out something I want to do about that. You know, these guys are actually not, like, super well defended. If we just go wrench and short blade, we can probably handle them. I want to make sure neither one of them is looking down the hallway. Okay. Move both the bodies into the corner in case the jammer comes back through. We could just turn that off. I mean, I say turn that off. It definitely sounds like I shattered it. Where is the... Okay, the jammer's still freaking out. He's unpredictable, and that makes me nervous. May as well clone that guy's key. That's the last key we need. And because this thing is in range of the jammer device, I assume that I will not be able to crash it. Oh, no, never mind. The jammer just prevents you from using devices while you're in it. It doesn't prevent you from using devices on things that are in it, it looks like. This guy can just stop doing all of the stuff that he's doing forever. Okay, so all we really need is to get through there. I'm a little nervous about trying to just run through, though. I'm not sure if that guy would be able to see me. I think he would. And we're so close. It would be so cool if we didn't set off the alarm here. Let's equip our wrench. Oh, you know what? I guess I could wait for all these dudes to get back together and then drop a concussion grenade in there. That is actually, like, a really good use of our grenade launcher, probably. Is it, It's timed, not impact, so we can bounce it off a wall, maybe. I have the game running in slow motion here. A little worried that this is not going to get close enough, but I don't want to step into a position where I'm actually visible. That didn't exactly work. You know, it doesn't have a cooldown. Go off, go off. Shoot. Okay. Good news is, the wrench is still the king of melee weapons. Alright, we're really close. And we alerted those guys, but the ship has no alarm response, so I don't know what I was so worried about. This is still very inconvenient. I think we're going to try again with the grenade launcher, though. So let's see. What is the angle on this? Uh-oh. There we go. Okay, just took a couple of tries. And... hey, that was $1 just sitting on the ground. Look at that. Boyfriend rescued. Hold on. We're gonna break that thing just for catharsis. And let's get the hell out of here. There are definitely some people on the ship who have some idea that something is wrong. Oh, I don't... what's my plan here? I actually did not... oh, shoot, 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 shoot. I forgot that guy was there. Wrench, save me. Okay, I mean, actually, we can totally just walk past this part. This is bad, though. Check this out. In addition to these guys all being shielded because of the shield guy, this dude is explosive. He's got a bomb on him, wired to a dead man's switch, so if he dies, he immediately blows up, probably destroying the room he's in. It sounds real bad. We're not that far from the ship, but unfortunately, I'm pretty sure we can't carry a body through our teleporter. A concussive grenade launcher down there is going to do absolutely nothing. We could crash... Okay. Put down the boyfriend. We can crash his stuff with our crash beam. And then... I don't have a gun. Okay. I have a plan B. This is maybe going to be a little bit dangerous. But the thing is, I'm not sure that there is actually a clean path back to our ship. And this right here is a window. So we're just going to put down our friend here. And then I need to break this... Oh, I was like, oh, we don't have a gun. There's tons of guns all over the ship, right? We're going to take a gun here. Leave our wrench behind. And I'm going to create a doorway here. Now, the ship, of course, has that fancy safeguard technology. A force field will form over the window almost as soon as it breaks, but only almost. So I'm intentionally ejecting us into space, and then you'll see part 2 of the plan. Here we go. Alright. So the good news is, you can survive in space without dying or getting, like, extremely serious decompression sickness for, like, seconds. Which is like it's basically an eternity is what it is. So we're just going to remote control the pod, and I'm going to catch us both with it while we hold our breath. Or wait, are you supposed to hold your breath? Are you supposed to take a breath? Are you supposed to, like, exhale all your breath? I don't know. Nobody try to breathe. Okay, alright, here we go. Easy. So we're going to catch the boyfriend. Got him. And then catch us. Hey, look at that. Couldn't be simpler. Now let's get the hell out of here before everybody on that ship realizes what happened. Wow, that's a big ship over there. It does not make any sense for us to rob ships at this point, because we got the situation well in hand. This character is just about ready to retire. Okay. Well, thankful Ajavan, hopefully, will live up to his name there. And once he recovers in the medical bay for a while, I guess we go on to live happily ever after? You know, we can really hope. We have caused enough chaos to have a new liberation available. I think what we want to do is retire this character, start a new character, and then do that liberation immediately with them, because we could do the thing that gives your current character 100 money, and just be, like, right on their personal mission right away, right? So, once your character has done their personal mission, they are done for, they have completed the thing that was driving them, you can walk over here to the retirement area, and choose to retire them. And it'll list all of the cool things that you did. We helped liberate the Vine Baiter Station 6 from the Glitchers, we rescued Thankful Ajavan, and so Pavo Coldstar retires. And when we retire, we get to pick one item in our inventory, like I said earlier, and mark it as a thing that can drop for other people. I think a restockable concussive grenade launcher is pretty good. This might be the one. What's a good name for a concussive grenade launcher that you can just use forever? Pavo Coldstar's Infinite Explosions. How about that? That's spelling? Okay, there we go. Boy. Turns out typing is harder than hijacking spaceships. Alright, I'm cool with that. Confirm. Now Pavo Coldstar has retired, and we get to pick a new character. So among the 4 here, we have Drifter Smilia, whose personal mission is to bring in the off-world security officer who tortured their daughter. They are tough. It takes twice as long to bleed out. That was not an issue on that last mission, or with that last character, but they're not all going to go quite that well. We got a lot of good loot really quickly with that last character. Simple Warding, which is a fantastic name. Steal the Andromeda Phase Mark IV to make enough money to pay off my friend's debt. They start with a rechargeable high-capacity Sidewinder. That is really powerful, but they're not strong enough to use melee weapons. I really like melee weapons. This might be an interesting character. Mercy Cuba could rescue their partner Takarian Hightower from the Glitchers. Okay, so this is cool. When you retire a character and you put an item into the item pool, it not only unlocks it for you to find, but it also unlocks it for everyone on your Steam friends list to find. And if one of your characters should get captured, like, say, because you didn't get off a ship in time before it docked at an unfriendly space station, your character gets captured, and you can get new characters who have the ability to rescue them on future runs, and so can the people on your Steam friends list. So this character that we're trying to rescue with Mercy Cuba is actually a character that belonged to somebody on my Steam friends list, which I think is a really neat implementation of the Steam system. Or we have this person who wants to rescue their mom from Sovereign. I think let's go simple warding. Not being able to use melee weapons will make things interesting, and also Sidewinders are super powerful. So, that's going to be what we do for next time. For right now, though, that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time for more liberations, more screwing with the space corporations, and more probably doing our best not to blow up the spaceships while we're still standing in them. And we'll see you then.